Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, I'm KingNido, and today we are coming here from Eterna City where the Devons are hosting the Anistar Galaxy in a battle of the cutline, because for the Eterna Devons they're currently sitting one spot out of the Leaders 8, whereas the Anistar Galaxy, who are on a 3-game losing streak, hold that last position inside the Leaders 8 at the moment, and they have never lost a game to the Devons, who are looking to take them down for the first time and capitalize. So with that said, let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win this matchup. Will it be the grass types? Will it be the psychic types? Let's go!
3, 2, 1, go!
And it is going to be Meowstic alongside its Terrestrial draftee teammate Noctowl going up against Vileplume and Brambleghast, who is coming off a massive matchup for the Eterna Devons, and again they are looking to capitalize on the fact that the Galaxy are in a freefall, as Meowstic is going to go with the strength sap that is going to cut into that 115 base attack of Brambleghast. It would normally restore Meowstic's health, but it's still at full strength, as the withdrawal from Brambleghast is going to boost its physical defense. That's only base 70, as it is Noctowl who is going to go with the Water Pulse. This is not going to be very effective though onto Vileplume. This will allow the Poison Grass type to try and respond by going with the Matcha Gotcha onto the Terrestrial draftee and its teammate, getting great damage there onto Meowstic, as Vileplume does actually restore itself back to full strength. Meowstic is going to go with the Psychic Noise. This is super effective, massive damage, putting Vileplume into knockout range and preventing it from healing in the process, as Brambleghast though is going to respond with the Icicle Spear, this multi-hit move onto Meowstic. It's got 2 and it is only going to connect 2 times with that potential 5-hit move, as Noctowl going with the Sucker Punch, but that is going to fail. There's no suckers on the side of the Devons. This allows Vileplume to go with the guard split, focusing in onto Noctowl here, sharing its guard between the two, as Meowstic is going to go with the Tar Shot, not going for the elimination of Vileplume. Instead, they've just lowered its speed, and it's already the slowest on the field, and made it weaker to fire, which is already very weak to, as the Water Spout from Brambleghast, again those spread moves from the Devons, putting Meowstic into knockout range, as Noctowl with the Roar, they're actually going to send Vileplume back to the bench, but not by eliminating it, and being dragged out into its place is Jumpluff. But don't be confused, Vileplume's still in this matchup. It is Jumpluff though with the Speed Control going for the Fissure, but that is avoided by Meowstic, who is an easy target. This allows Meowstic to go with the Dragon Darts, getting the critical play on with the first one onto Brambleghast, getting some good chip damage here onto Jumpluff, but Brambleghast is going to respond with the Mega Drain, focusing in onto Noctowl, who has shed that flying normal type to become a psychic type. A little bit of health being restored for Brambleghast, as Noctowl going with the Gigaton Hammer, bringing the hammer down hard onto Brambleghast, but it is Jumpluff responding with the Fury Attack, more multi-hit moves coming into play. And whilst that's happening, if you're enjoying what you're seeing, make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you never miss any of the action from the PokeType League VGC, as that Fury attack connects 4 times onto Noctowl, putting it into knockout range. But the Icicle Crash from Meowstic, super effective here onto Brambleghast, who is going to respond by going with the Hydro Cannon to get the first elimination of this matchup, taking Meowstic out of this match. It is Noctowl, however, responding with the Brave Bird, super effective, huge damage onto Jumpluff to level the playing field, but that recoil damage will come into play. Noctowl needing to hold on though, and it's unsuccessful. It has been eliminated. This immediately puts the Eterna Devons back in front, and we know that Vileplume will shortly be returning to this field. Vileplume, who is an easy target, it will be Re-Nucleus coming out for the Galaxy alongside Chimecho, and I've been trying to work on how to say that name, as Brambleghast has to recharge. Chimecho can capitalize, going with the Mud Shot here, putting Brambleghast into knockout range with that not very effective move, lowering its speed in the process as well. But it is Vileplume going for the victory dance. It is feeling confident in the Eterna Devons' ability to win this matchup, even though it's an easy target, boosting its physical stats here as well as boosting its speed. It is much more of a special attacker though, as Re-Nucleus is going to go with the Spit Up, but it has not gone for a stockpile, so that is going to fail. This allows Vileplume, who's now got speed control, to go for the Confusion onto Chimecho. Not very effective, doing very minimal damage here. This allows Chimecho to respond by going with the Astonish onto Brambleghast. Super effective to take it out of this matchup and level the playing field between the Galaxy and the Devons. It is the cross chop from Reuniclus though, as it does very minimal damage with that not very effective move on to Vileplume, and the effects ball has put Reuniclus to sleep as well. This will leave Chimecho having to do its work against both Blossom now and Vileplume. The metal sound from Vileplume onto Reuniclus. This is going to lower its special defense a great deal, as it is the oddish duo up against the Anistar Galaxy. We get the teleport from Chimecho, not confident that it can handle this by itself. It goes back to the bench, and now in its place it is Medicham entering this match. Blossom going with the tail whip. This is going to lower the physical defenses of both Medicham and that sleeping Reuniclus. And as Reuniclus is snoring away here, this can allow Vileplume to try and capitalize by going with the power split, focusing in onto Medicham here, sharing the power between the two, and Medicham is a part fighting type, as it is going to go with that Feather Dance here, focusing in onto Blossom to lower its physical attack a great deal. It's only base 80, as it is going to go for a roar of its own. They're going to send that sleeping Reuniclus back to the bench and being dragged out in its place. It's going to be the last member of the Galaxy, Grumpig, entering this matchup. We know the last 4 Pokemon for the Anistar Galaxy at the moment, as the workup now from Vileplume, once again boosting that physical attack as well as boosting that 110 base special attack here. Medicham has the opportunity to capitalize on an easy elimination, but instead it goes with the Plain Ice onto Vileplume. This is going to lower that physical attack that was just boosted. Grumpig, however, does go with the bite onto Vileplume, who's still hanging on with those boosted defenses. This allows the Thunderbolt from Blossom getting some good chip damage onto Grumpig, and we get the Shadow Ball from Vileplume going for Medicham, and it connects with the one hit wonder. Medicham has been eliminated from this matchup. Grumpig, however, is going to respond with the Kowtow Cleave onto Blossom, not going for Vileplume once again. This allows a substitute to be set up by Blossom, putting that substitute doll in its place to take damage for it in the meantime, as the Galaxy send Chimecho back out into this matchup. Vileplume is going for the Tickle. This is going to lower the physical stats of Chimecho. Now it is a much more specially based Pokemon, however, making those physical defenses an easier target for it. Grumpig going with the Thundershock. It wants to get this substitute doll off the field, although that's not very effective. This is great for Blossom. Chimecho is going to follow it up with the Muddy Water, connecting with both grass types, and they've finally got Vileplume off the field. It is down to a 3 versus 3 contest. And with the substitute doll still in play, it's the Power Gem from Blossom onto Chimecho, getting some good damage with that move. We don't know the last 2 Pokemon for the Devons, but now they've sent out Amoonguss into this matchup, as Grumpig is going to immediately meet it with the Nuzzle, doing practically nothing with that move. But it does leave it with that paralysis, so that's going to slow it down. It may also make it unable to move, as Chimecho is going to follow it up by setting up for the Solar Blade. The Anistar Galaxy currently have full speed control, but we know that is going to be resisted, as we do see Blossom here trying for the Thunderclap, but unfortunately that is going to fail. This leaves Amoonguss, who is shaken off that paralysis, to go with the Sacred Sword. That is resisted though by Chimecho. There's that healer ability though coming into play of Blossom to cure Amoonguss of that paralysis. The Drain Punch from Grumpig onto the substitute doll, desperately trying to get this substitute doll off the field and out of this matchup, and it is successful, bringing Blossom back into the action, and there's a tiny bit of health being restored for Grumpig in the process, as that Solar Blade is going to be finished off by Chimecho. Keeping in mind, this will not be very effective onto Blossom, not doing a great deal of damage there. This is fantastic, as Blossom is going to respond with the Heavy Slam, putting Chimecho into knockout range, and Amoonguss is looking to respond by going with, follow up with the Spatial Rend, except it goes for Grumpig, getting some okay damage, but it will have to recharge. This allows Grumpig to go with the Shore Up, immediately offsetting the damage it just took, and then some, because it gets itself back to full strength. It is Chimecho going with the Worry Seed. They want to change that ability of Amoonguss from Regenerator into that Insomnia ability, keeping it from being able to go to sleep, keeping it up all night, because they want the Devons to lose this matchup. It is the Future Sight being set up by Blossom on to Grumpig here. Foreseeing that attack, Amoonguss is going to follow it up by setting up the Sunny Day. They want to be careful of the Devons being on the receiving end of Fire type moves, as Grumpig is going to try for the Aurora Veil, but it's not snowing. That is a harsh sunlight over the field. Chimecho trying to do its part, going with the Gyro Ball onto Blossom, doing practically nothing, allowing the Retaliate from Blossom onto Grumpig, also not doing that much damage, but it is Amoonguss looking to follow it up by going with the Body Slam, targeting Grumpig here, getting a great critical play, but it is Grumpig responding with the Leer. and in doing so it is going to lower those physical defenses of the Eterna Devons. Chimecho still holding on in this matchup, setting up the Aqua Ring, knowing it is such an easy target. It has surrounded itself with that Veil of Water. However, Blossom is going to go with the Meteor Beam. It is going to begin overflowing with this Space Power, as it is going to boost that 90 base special attack. Among Us doing its part is setting up the light screen on the side of the Eterna Devons. This is going to make them stronger against special moves, and the Galaxy are a much more specially based side, as we see that Future Sight putting Grumpig into knockout range with that not very effective move, but Grumpig is going to cheer down on its Land Spirit. It is getting pumped. It wants to bring this back for the Galaxy, as that Veil of Water beginning to restore the health of Chimecho. Grumpig with the Sand attack, they're trying to make it so that Meteor Beam will not be finished off by Blossom here, lowering that accuracy. Chimecho following it up with the reversal, continuing to target Blossom, getting some good damage there as well, but the Meteor Beam will be finished onto Chimecho, eliminating it from this matchup. The Devons have taken the 3-2 advantage in the later half of this match. Among Us following up with the Baton Pass. It is actually going to go back to the bench. The last Pokemon for the Eterna Devons is going to be Sunflora, as it is Renucleus still asleep, re-entering in this matchup. Grumpig going with the Home Claws. It needs to be careful. It is an easy target here. It has just boosted that physical attack as well as boosting that accuracy. Blossom is going to go with the Dragon Claw, targeting that sleeping Renucleus, who is yet to awaken, snoring down there on the field. Sunflora looking to capitalize, going with the Fury Swipes. This multi-hit move is going to be avoided by the sleeping Pokemon, somehow dodging that move, and the Harsh Sunlight is going to fade from Eterna City. The tearful look from Grumpig. It needs to be careful. It needs to go on the offensive. It has just lowered the attack of Blossom, as well as that special attack that was previously boosted. We get Blossom going though for the attack order to eliminate Grumpig with that super effective move, and the sleeping Renucleus is all by itself. We get our first time winning a knockoff, super effective from Sunflora onto Renucleus, and it knocks off that Staffberry in the process, as it is still fast asleep. It somehow needs to hang on and take this to overtime to give itself the best chance, but it's the Fury Cutter, more super effective damage, although that time it did practically nothing from Blossom. Renucleus has awoken as well. It is going to go with the Heal Pulse. This is a massive error. It doesn't know what's going on. It's only just awoken, and it's all by itself, restoring the health of Blossom, as we get the Howl from Sunflora onto itself to boost its physical attack, but it's also boosted its physical attack of its teammate Blossom. Here the light screen has worn off for the Eterna Devons, and Blossom is going to go with the Dream Eater. They want to eat the dreams of the Galaxy, but it's still not going to work, as we get our second time winning. Sunflora with the last respects, not waiting for overtime. It is going to end the matchup now, taking Renucleus out of this matchup, and the Eterna Devons have finally gotten their first ever win over the Anistar Galaxy. But not just that, the Galaxy have just lost their 4th game in a row, dropping down to 14th place, as next round they are going up against the Montana Veracifs, whereas the Devons, they've jumped all the way up into 10th place, and next round they're going up against the top of the board, the Verbank Plasma. But until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.